Hello everyone and welcome back to the AKA channel. Today we've got another tutorial video for you in Dead by Daylight. We're going to be talking about survivors and we're going to be doing a basic beginner's guide to how to play survivor. So this is going to cover the absolute basics of what you need to know when you're starting out in the game as a survivor player, and how you can achieve your goal in the game. So let's just jump straight into it. Tutorial. So most people when they first play Dead by Daylight jump straight into a game of Survivor with no idea of what to expect. The tutorial, despite being obviously very simple, gives you an idea of what to expect when you play as a Survivor, and once it's completed it grants you 25,000 blood points to level up your characters, which we'll get back into in a minute. But really the best tip that we can give a completely new player to Dead by Daylight is play the tutorial first and you'll get to grips of what you're basically doing. Teachable perks. As a new player, it's essential you have a strategy regarding who you're going to level up first, as each character has their own 3 teachable perks. These perks can be unlocked at level 30, 35 and 40 when ranking up your characters. And these teachable perks enable other survivors to unlock them through the blood web, which we will also cover in a second. But if you have, say, a rank 40 Claudette, you can unlock self-care for Claudette, which will enable you to find self-care with survivors other than Claudette when leveling up the blood web. So really the first tip we can give is explore the teachable perks for each of the survivors, understand which ones you want to get and which survivors therefore you're going to have to level up in order to get those teachable perks across all of your survivor characters. Who to level up first. The best perk for survivors in Dead by Daylight is self-care, especially for new survivors. It grants you the ability to heal without a teammate near you and without the use of a medkit, which allows you the possibility of carrying another item into the trial. Self-care belongs to Claudette, which means that the best survivor to start with, if you're completely new to the game and you want self-care, is Claudette. Get her to level 40. After Claudette, Bill is always a very good option because he offers 2 very strong perks for new players, Unbreakable and Borrowed Time. Unbreakable enables you to pick yourself up off the ground if you're left by a killer, which can be very useful. It's saved us a number of times. Borrowed Time enables you to give a teammate an extra hit when they are unhooked in the terror radius of a killer. For the last survivor we would recommend to level up as quickly as possible, we'd recommend Meg. Meg offers 2 exhaustion perks, Sprint Burst and Adrenaline. An exhaustion perk basically gives you a quick speed boost to evade the killer, and we would highly recommend grabbing these perks to complete your loadout, especially for new players that need these crutch perks to understand how the game works and possibly to get more used to the mechanics as they develop their skills. How to use the blood web. The blood web is the part of the game which enables you to progress and level up your survivors. By leveling up your blood web you unlock more perks, offerings and items for your character. Until level 10 you'll have to unlock all the parts to your web, however after this point the entity will wake, which prevents you from getting every part of the web. So at this point the most effective way to level up a blood web is by getting the common offerings and items as frequently as possible. This will enable you to go through the blood webs for a lower amount of blood points, and if you do this you can get to rank 40 in no time. Another good strategy for leveling up the blood web is going for perks. If you want a perk and you see it, definitely beeline straight for that perk, but we would recommend trying to save as many blood points as possible by buying the cheapest things in the blood web. It's the quickest way obviously and the most efficient way to rank up your survivors straight to level 40 as fast as possible. Items. Disclaimer, this section will not take into account the special seasonal items such as firecrackers and Halloween medkits. With that being said, there are 5 types of items for survivors, these being the flashlight, the toolbox, the medkit, the map and the key. Each come with different rarities which affects how the items perform in the trial. In flashlights, the rarity mainly affects the flashlight's battery. However, if you want a more in-depth guide, you can check out our flashlight guide we posted a few weeks ago in the description. There are currently 6 types of toolboxes, with all increasing the repair speed for survivors, and 5 of which can sabotage hooks and traps throughout the map. There are currently 4 types of medkit, each allowing you to heal yourself without the perk self-care if you want to go through that route. There are currently 2 maps in the game allowing you to see where objects in the trial are, and it's worth noting that without add-ons the green map only allows you to track generators, but a rainbow map allows you to track every object. There are 3 different types of keys, 2 of which enable you to open the hatch, and with the green key needing add-ons to give you an advantage over the killer in the trial. Let us know if you'd like to see a video explaining each of these items in depth. As I said, we've already done a flashlight one, but the key and the map are often very rarely used items, and maybe a guide would be useful. Let us know. Offerings. Offerings are similar to items in terms of them being unlocked in the blood web, and they're also specific to the survivor that you unlock it for. Think of offerings as another add-on for the trial that affects the trial in a certain way. It's best for newcomers to look up the different types of offerings there are. They offer different effects for the trial, but the main ones here are extra blood points for doing things during the trial, luck offerings which increase your chances of getting rare items from chests and getting off hooks if you try and escape, and map offerings that tremendously increase your chances of being sent to a specific map. There's nothing very intricate about these offerings, it's really just what you want to equip and what you're expecting the trial to go like, but it's really worth knowing what these do. Most of them have descriptions that are very self-explanatory, so as a beginner you wouldn't really have to worry about these too much until you've got some. Iridescent shards. The main use for iridescent shards is to get teachable perks in the Shrine of Secrets, and they can also be used to unlock cosmetics for characters. Now I wouldn't worry too much about these iridescent shards, you unlock them as you level up, but they're really not necessary for anything unless you want to fast track for teachables or buy cosmetics. You can do that, but they won't have that massive of an impact on your gameplay in the trial. So that concludes our beginner's guide for Dead by Daylight playing Survivor. We hope you enjoyed this video, we hope you learnt something about the game as a newcomer, and we hope that you can now take this this basic knowledge of what's going on and put it into practice and have fun playing the game. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe for more Dead by Daylight content like this. We will see you next week. Peace out.